Today's lesson is 8.2. So we're in week 8, lesson 2 on unbiased and biased samples. So essentially what you need to do in this on this homework is to identify if something is biased or unbiased. So we're going to write just a little bit of notes at the top just to remember. So biased. There's two types of biased samples. One is a convenience sample. And the example in the notes, the video notes, was when you were sampling only a math class 4th period. That would be a convenience sample. It's only sampling one group of people because it's convenient for you to do so. A voluntary sample. A voluntary sample is only certain people are being sampled and other people are being left out, or maybe they don't have any real desire to do the sample, and so they're not going to be participating. So a voluntary sample is the other bias. So on the opposite side of that are your unbiased samples. Okay, and remember that unbiased samples are random. Okay, most of the time they're random samples and they include all of your population. Okay, so looking at number 1, on all of these you're going to determine if each one is valid and justify your answer. So your answers are going to be either biased or unbiased. And then if they're biased, you're going to give, is it a convenience sample or is it voluntary? Okay, so you need to be able to explain that. So number 1 says to determine the most common injury cared for in an emergency room, a reporter goes to the same hospital every afternoon for 1 month during the summer. Okay, so it's the same hospital every afternoon for 1 month during the summer and observes people entering the emergency room. She concludes that the 2nd-degree sunburn is the most common injury. Now, when we're talking about this sample, we want to know, is it biased or unbiased? Well, what she's concluding is that 2nd-degree sunburn is the most common injury. Is that for the injury for the whole hospital year-round, or is she only saying for that month? So it really depends on what she's asking, and it doesn't say that. So I would say that this would be biased because only one hospital was surveyed. And it's only doing a summer month. So of course, in a summer month, you're going to have more sunburns than you would, let's say, in December. So it depends on what month you are surveying. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing for number 2 and 3. Actually, all of them, 4 and 5. But let's look at number 4 because it's going to give you some other information here. This is downloads. A guidance counselor asked students who owned mobile phones which was the last type of download each one downloaded in their mobile phone. The results are shown in the table. If there are 420 students in the school, how many can be expected to download ringtones? So if there are 420 people in the school and they surveyed all the students who owned mobile phones, those students that don't own mobile phones wouldn't have downloaded anything. So they have asked all of the students possible who have mobile phones the types of downloads they have, and they want to know out of the total number of school. So in this case, it's going to be unbiased because the people that they're surveying includes everyone that has a mobile phone in that survey sample or the school. So it's unbiased, okay, because all the students with phones were surveyed. Okay, so that's what an unbiased one would look like. So you're going to go ahead and continue with the rest of the worksheet, determining is it biased Is it unbiased? If it is biased, then tell me, is it a convenience survey or is it a voluntary survey?